All right, it looks like we're back.
Okay.
I think we were
So,
talking about Black Panther, but then somebody tried to, I think it was like the Russians trying to hack our PCP podcast. And so now well, I'm splicing. Let's just get back into it, Bill.
okay. So,
Black Panther.
Black Panther pictures, um, cover story. There's been a lot of other. I haven't read them yet because I'm sort of waiting till maybe Comic Con where they release maybe another trailer or something. But there've been a lot of ancillary stories up on EW.com that I've read headlines about where Ryan Coogler's said how emotional he got when he realized that Marvel was hiring him to direct. Did you read that article?
I did not.
Okay. I can send you a link. But anyway, um, the images. I don't really know where to start. I don't know. I guess it
Is it one
looks.
of those things where um, maybe the pictures don't do it justice?
I don't know if. I don't know if that. I don't. I mean, it certainly looks colorful. I will give it that. Um, I will say it's clear that they are giving a different Black Panther costume, which I'm not sure how I feel about. I really liked, for what it was, the Black Panther costume from Civil War. They've sort of taken out a lot of the layering of it, I think, and made it a little bit more simplified and streamlined for the new version. I don't know if I really love it. I think I like the original better, but then we'll see what it looks like in the movie. So I'm not going to really completely pass judgment on it. Um, uh, Other than that, it looks colorful.
Oh, okay. All right. So this is not necessarily increasing your hype for the film, bottom line.
I'm not super hyped for Black Panther anyway, and there's a lot of reasons for that. And I know one of them is you're going to sit there and say it's because it's all about black cast. That's not true. What is true is that what they gave me of Black Panther and Civil War has so far underwhelmed me a great deal. So I'm not really feeling it based on that performance.
Bill, I looked through the images and I have to admit, I'm kind of high on Black Panther, as you know.
No.
And I liked reading the little character bios at the end, exactly who are all the foes, Michael B. Jordan, as well as Andy Serkis, who, by the way, I sent you that email or whatever else it was regarding Andy Serkis, just as a side note. I really like Andy Serkis. I
I like
mean,
Andy Serkis.
I, I feel like there's some sort of his abilities are underrated, and I'm glad he's in front of the camera as opposed to playing motion capture behind it nowadays. I mean, there's some talent there, and but anyway,
I
moving
think it's
on.
cool that the two white characters in the movie are Tolkien movie veterans. That's cool. Just a
Yeah,
side.
um, I think it's a good shot of flavor. I like reading about it. I think the images. Did you see Michael B. Jordan's? Is his skin look like it has a whole bunch of dots on it?
Yeah, I think that's like a tribal tattooing thing. Maybe I don't know. I mean, maybe instead of putting a ring through his nose, they gave him some kind of like tribal tattoos. Listen, I
Okay.
don't know why you say stuff like that to me with the size and stuff. When you have the people like the Mbuku guy, the Mountain King or whatever his role is, dressed up like basically he's wearing a dead gorilla costume. Okay, I mean, it does look tribal. I mean, and maybe that's part of the point, but it does
Yeah.
look that way. So I don't think if you stuck a ring or a bone through his nose that it would look out of place based on that costume.
Okay. All right. So we'll just put you down as iffy on the whole photo spread.
Or just gonna put me down as iffy on the whole concept of the movie. Really, it feels
Listen, just
it's
speaking of
like
diversity here. Moving on. Just moving on. I know. We don't need to like tap into your haterade right now. Anyway,
it's like if they were to make a whole movie on Star Wars based on the Wookiees. That's kind of how I feel about it.
well, I'm sorry. I hate to tell you this. I think people might be interested in do the Wookiees speak English?
Well, No, they speak in grunts. But I'm just saying
Well,
this
that's
is the
not going to
level of
work then.
excitement I have. I don't know if I'm feeling it for this movie, and I don't know if there's anything they can really get me to feel it. Maybe when they thaw out Bucky, that will get me interested.
Let me get this straight. But you're going to be feeling the Smurfs from Avatar when 2, 3, and 4 and 5 hit, huh? Is that what's going to be going
I'm
on?
going. I don't know if I'll be feeling it, but I'll be going. I'm going to see Black
You'll be
Panther
the
too.
only one. Uh, anyway, did you just see? It just came across my news feed that I don't watch Doctor Who, but for the people who do watch Doctor Who, apparently the first woman has been named to be in the title role.
I think she's black too, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think she is, but that's fine.
Either way, she's in for hate mail. So I mean, it's true. You know how these fanboys are. It's true.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I would have thought of that. I don't.
Oh, stop. Really? I mean, these people are the worst as far as like, they're fighting diversity. The more they try to push it, the more they buck up against it. And I'm
I
not
can't.
the least.
I can't think of a show right now with a title character where if they were to switch it out from a male to female, that would be a problem for me. But then again, maybe my shows don't trend that way. Let me think. I don't know. I'll have to process this one.
If they made Black Pantherette, you'd shit a brick.
Well, I would first say I don't know why we need to do a Black Pantherette when we haven't done Black Panther yet. That's the whole origin of the character. I mean, that's kind of like doing Supergirl first and not Superman. I mean, hello, it's with Superman.
It's
I mean,
diversity. Man. We've got 7 Superman movies and no Supergirl movies. So, well, we have one Supergirl movie and a TV show.
yeah, you do that, and that was oof, horrible. Wait, let me get it. Let me get it. Where's it at?
Shame.
Wow.
Shame. Shame.
Do you
I'm
own
gonna
Supergirl
actually
in your
follow this
collection?
up. I'm going to put you on blast. Have you ever seen the Supergirl movie?
Maybe like 10, 15 minutes.
See, this is what I'm talking. You want to dog it, but you've only seen 10 minutes of it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't think you. I mean, Supergirl on its face. All you have to do is watch the trailer and even watch some of it to know that this is some low rent shit. When did Supergirl come out? I wasn't even watching. I
I think
mean,
1983 or 4.
all right. I mean, I was damn near 12 years old.
Sure.
1984. Wow. It made $14 million at the box office on a budget of $35 million.
Which is why there's no Supergirl 2.
Oh man. I guess it starred Helen Slater and Faye Dunaway.
Yes.
Did you like Supergirl, the movie?
I didn't, but at least I can say I've seen it.
You know what? I mean, this is right up your alley. If you don't like it, I don't know how you expect the other general masses to like
I
it.
don't
I
expect
mean,
them to like it. What I expect, though, is for you to be not talking out of the side of your neck when you don't know what the hell you're saying because you haven't seen it. That's
okay.
what I
All
expect.
right. All right. Before we move on, before the hackers try to hack into our shit and destroy our podcast, I don't know why they would want to do that. We're not giving away state secrets. Before we hit into our little quick Spider Man review and wrap it up with some box office receipts, do you like to add anything else for our show of July 17th, Bill?
No, I'm looking forward to next week's Comic Con. I hope that maybe Marvel will reevaluate. I know that there's, like I said, there's a good reason why people should go and get an exclusive thing at conventions, but damn it, it's killing me not seeing this Infinity War trailer just because, I want to see what the first taste of that is, and I hope that we get something soon.
Bill, I have to admit, now that I know that the Infinity War trailer is out there, it's kind of exciting because it's the Russo brothers and they can do
Uh,
no wrong.
did you
And
see their picture that they tweeted out at the end? Because they've completed um, filming on Avengers: Infinity War 1 on Friday. And supposedly, now there's different varying rumors, but supposedly part 2 starts filming Monday. I don't know. That seems awfully exhaustive to me. I mean, give these poor guys a fucking break. They've been filming this movie for like 6 months.
What are you talking
But
about? You want them back in the office. You don't want them out there on jet skis, sitting there getting hurt and holding
you
up
know,
shit.
that's
You know,
that's true. That's very true. But I mean, of all the people who make these movies, this seems like a Herculean task, even for two. And I would like them to have just 5 minutes for a fucking breather. But you know what? But it is also true what you say though, because you know I'm on Twitter. I follow a lot of these stars on their Instagram accounts. You know, Chris Evans, all the Chris's, of course. You know, people like the Russos. I follow them on their Instagram, and the first thing that pops up into my head whenever I see somebody like Chris Hemsworth on a beach somewhere with a surfboard and his wife and his kids, the first thing that pops in my mind is, why the fuck are you not behind the camera? Why are you out there at the beach filming some shit, enjoying your family life when there's a movie to be made? That always happens to me. Whenever I see them at like premieres for something that isn't a superhero movie, you know, or some charity event, I always go, why the fuck are you not filming? I don't know why
you
that
know,
happens.
we need to just start tweeting out the photo of Jeremy Renner and his two broken arms.
I mean, I get like really pissed about it. Like I go like, what the fuck? Like if they go to some other premiere for some other movie they're in, I go, why are you making this shit? Don't you know that you're supposed to be over there doing Infinity War? Anyway,
Chris, what are you up to? I'm going down to Bondi Beach with my woman. Isn't that the beach with all the sharks? But yeah, you know, that's how we do down here. It'll be fine. It'll be
yeah,
fine.
yeah. I'm like, surely they have some kind of contract agreement. I think Tom Holland did say there is a codicil in their contracts that says like while they're filming the movie, they're not allowed to do stuff like skydiving or you know. I guess Chris Hemsworth somehow gets out of that clause somehow. I don't know because he certainly surfs a lot in the ocean. But
You know, I think with this Infinity War stuff, I saw that there's going to be members of Thanos's cadre, the Black Order.
yeah, they're
So
not
it's not like he's going to be rolling solo. He's going to have some sort of henchman with them, but badass henchmen.
you know they're not
I,
called
I,
that anymore, right? The Black Order.
what are they calling them?
They're calling them Children of Thanos.
Oh,
How are you gonna
okay.
call them the Black Order?
What's wrong with the Black Order?
Sure. And what's wrong with Black Dwarf? That's the one character's name. Let's call him Black Dwarf. Why don't we just call him Stepin Fetchit?
Oh, really? Are we
Or
going with some race shit here? Even
yes,
I'm the original Malcolm X of this program, okay? And even I'm not there with it. That's what they're called, the Black Order,
yes,
in
and
their
they're called
comic books.
and he's called the Black Dwarf too. And you know what? In Black Panther, the character's name is Manape. They're not using that either. Okay.
Okay, okay. So there's just too much black, huh? Too much black. We can't have.
I'm sorry. There's racial connotations when you say somebody who has of dark skin. You call him Manape, just like with Cottonmouth on freaking Luke Cage. Although they did get away with
I
that.
know, but this is called the Black Order. It means the Dark Order, darkness. It doesn't mean that it's black. It doesn't mean like LL Cool J black. I mean, really?
They're not using.
Okay, they're calling it the Children of Thanos.
Yeah.
How boring. How boring is that? The Children of Thanos. Ooh, it sounds like a rock group.
Let's
I
call him
mean,
Black. Let's call him the Black Dwarf. Really?
well, you really know how to throw some water onto the mood here, but that's fine. I'm not going to let this PG-13 name ruin the whole idea of that Thanos is rolling around with his crew, and that's got me kind of excited. And when this trailer does drop for the general public, the proletariat like myself, I'm going to be very excited. You're going to be sending me the email, you're going to be giving me the call, you're going to give me the text, and we're going to probably watch this 2 or 3 times where
Here's
I
the
will
thing.
begin sucking off the Russos.
Of course.
Hopefully, you will sit there and do the usual of going, I was underwhelmed. But that's fine. That's fine. You'll be on board soon enough.
I don't know about you, but when you talk about generic background villains, besides the fact that the one is like times the size of Thanos, who is already humongous. And by the way, let me just throw out a shout out to James Brolin over here, real quick. I mean, Josh Brolin, because I don't know what he's doing or what blood of virgins he's been drinking, but he is looking daddy as fuck. Okay? His arms are like tree trunks. I don't know what he's doing over there, but I follow his Instagram account and he's constantly showing it off, and I'm just enjoying every picture of it because he's like 50 something years old and he looks better than he's ever looked in his life. And that's all I can say.
Okay.
But
Are there young virgins disappearing in California? Brothers.
I will say though, but you're always talking about these background generic villains, and I think these Black Order people or Children of Thanos or whoever look like generic, you know, bad guys. That's what I think.
Well, if they look generic, it's because they're making them generic. They're not upgrading them. And so in my mind, I would like to be them upgraded. They possibly fail. It's the concept, Bill. I'm excited for the concept. I know I will probably end up being disappointed, but I like the attempt.
That's fine. How many children does Thanos have? I mean, we've already got Nebula and Gamora. Now we've got these four other nameless, faceless people too.
Listen,
I guess you could spread
Thanos
that
looks very
galactic
very
spirit all over the
okay.
place.
He's pumping out the kids right there. He doesn't look like he's going to be obeying any type of child support orders. So I think he's got no problem dropping his seed like Leo. What's his name? Ego, the Living Planet.
Right. Okay.
I mean, apparently this is what villains do.
Okay.
They go to different worlds.
How could they take over the world so much if they're busy fornicating?
Yeah, they're multitaskers, Bill. Multitaskers. All right, so let's get into it so we can wrap this up. You know, I haven't played a lot of our other line. I mean, I'm essentially after a few more of these podcasts, I'm gonna have to come up with some cash and pay for this soundboard. But I haven't done anything. I haven't done the booze or the. I haven't used any of that shit.
I have to tell you, I have missed it so.
I haven't even given you the sheep noise in forever.
I know. Surprised, actually.
Well, anyway, I know it's been a couple weeks and it seems like it's old news, but we haven't discussed it here. But shall we begin the love fest for Spider-Man Homecoming?
Sure. Since we last talked about it, I think I've been listening to the soundtrack a lot. And I just mentioned that to say because the soundtrack really fits the movie well, and the movie is really just a fun, good time summer movie. And for me, I think it's probably my favorite of the 5 Spider-Man movies that we've already gotten. Primarily due to the fact that
That's high praise. That's high praise.
I mean it's not perfect. I don't, I'm not giving it an A plus plus. I'm gonna probably say it's at least a solid A. And primarily the reason for that is Tom Holland. I was really sort of doubtful that Tom Holland would really bring it to the table for me as well as Andrew Garfield. And I'm not discounting Andrew Garfield. I would have to say Andrew Garfield stands above Tobey Maguire for me as Spider-Man. And he does bring something slightly different than Tom Holland, but Tom Holland really feels like he's really embraced this part and they're writing it to his strengths as an actor. And I think, I had a difficult time not basically falling in love with his portrayal of Peter Parker and Spider-Man in this movie. So
is Tom Holland of age? Because I've seen the articles where the people
He is
feel
21.
guilty for looking at him.
yes, he is 21.
Okay. I guess that's for our female fans out there.
Hey, not only, but
Okay, all right.
He's a
I
little
got you.
couple of-
I guess it's for all fans of the human body, if you will. Anyway,
I thought that Michael Keaton was very good as a multi-layered villain. I know that Marvel's villain problem is always an issue when one of these movies is released. I think this is probably one of the more layered, multifaceted villains that they've done. So I think maybe they're either by accident or maybe this is a one-off, but they're really working to make those villains a little bit more interesting or at least dimensional. Um, the John Hughes thing, I was also sort of doubtful that they were going to nail that, and I think they got a lot of that well. The friendship between Peter Parker and his friend Ned, which I think was very refreshing and added a new layer to that Spider-Man. We've always sort of seen Spider-Man go solo. We've never really seen him with a sidekick, if you will, and I think that really worked really well in its favor to sort of separate it from the other Spider-Man movies too. I also think um, the whole thing just felt surprisingly fresh
It
after.
was surprisingly fresh. I mean, it was an actual joy. I know there was some issue we were discussing maybe off the air about the full diversity of the cast, and there was some troubles that we thought we might encounter. But I felt as though these people were just highly enjoyable. And you're right. There was a little bit of originality. Catherine called me on the phone, and I told her she asked about Spider-Man: Homecoming because she has a couple young kids and whether or not she should take them. And I told her, I go, you should take them. I go, the movie is highly enjoyable. I think they'll will relate to it. They're old enough. They're not like 5-year-olds. And she kind of laughed at me because she goes, "Are you recommending it?" Because the last movie I recommended for her, like with Doctor Strange, for her children, she thought it was ass quality.
Okay.
Okay. And then I told her, I go, there's different levels. I go, if we're talking in the superhero world, there's a certain level of this is what you're getting. I go, I felt like this was a higher echelon in the superhero franchise. It's not your Schindler's List. If you're an indie film person, or if you're like a serious, I'm into The Godfather, these are not that type of movies. But within its world of the superheroes, it certainly is at the top of the list.
I will say this: we watched
It's
Civil War
enjoyable.
um, the following night because we usually do that. Watch a movie that's related to what we're seeing for the weekend, and we did review Civil War. Civil War, or we watched Civil War. Civil War was never my favorite of the Marvel movies in the first place, but having gone back and rewatched it with you, I will say that the movie has grown on me. I have come to appreciate it in a way that I didn't when we first saw it. I do think it improves upon rewatches, but the main point I'm mentioning this for is to say, when Spider-Man was introduced in Civil War, I initially had a big problem with it because I really felt like they were just shoving too much at us at the same time. And by having Tony go and find Peter, I felt like it was really sort of unrelated to the main overall plot of the movie, and it sort of felt forced to me. And I felt like it just didn't really blend well with the rest of the film. But now, having gone back and rewatched that scene after having seen Homecoming, it does give me a greater appreciation for the way they introduced him in Civil War. And I would recommend people who maybe didn't love that characterization in Civil War to see Homecoming, if for no other reason, to see, that they really do have a point of putting him in there when they do in that Civil War movie. And that really fleshes that out well. And they use sort of like fun flashbacks in Homecoming in a way to sort of tie them in. So you see it from Peter's perspective from the airport fight. And when he gets the suit, you also get that sort of blank filled in, like how did Tony just give him this suit? You get that explained a little bit. These are unique ways that they use to sort of intertwine these movies. And I think it's one of the things that sort of makes the MCU stand out from other superhero movies. But
You
anyway,
know,
I'd
I
like
don't
to.
want to I don't want to spoil anything actually, to be quite honest with you, because after I think I always argue with you on and off air about how like certain things I could see coming. But I guess with this movie here with what's his name? One of my favorite actor. Who's plays the villain, the vulture? It slips my mind. Michael Keaton, Mr. Mom. Anyway, there are some things I did not see coming. Michael Keaton, I'm not even going to get into it. It's just that I was surprised and shocked. And by the way, I talked about this movie with my nephew who saw it down in Columbus in some sort of Dolby sound theater system. He said he'll never go back. He said it was great to listen to the movie. I don't know what theater that is down there. But
Why would
either
we go back
way, the,
then?
the tenth scene between the Vulture and Spider-Man as they discover each other's identity, it was palpable. It was engaging. It was oh, kudos to John Watts. I mean, I understand why Kevin Feige tabbed him because I saw the movie Cop Car and I could see that he talent. But they put together something really original, certain things I didn't see coming. And at the end of this film, the last line by Marissa Tomei, I think is a classic line for me. And I know I wanted to do classic lines with you, but we'll maybe do it for the 50th show. but it was just a great way to end the film.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
mean,
And it also opens up, what's interesting is also opens up avenues for, because what they really delivered for the most part on what they promised, which was not doing the origin story of Spider-Man that we've seen twice on movie screens already in the recent past, and not retreading the whole Uncle Ben gets shot and all of that business. They sort of ejected that by just assuming at this point in the universe that everyone knows how Spider-Man got his powers. Okay, and I think it's safe for them to say they're probably right. Most people do know how Spider-Man at this point got his powers. But with the end with Aunt May, the other refreshing thing is it opens up a whole other avenue of exploring this character of Spider-Man that we have yet to explore either. Because in the previous movies, it's never really pointed out that Aunt May knows. Aunt May has a sort of different relationship with Spider-Man. She's a little bit doddering in the older movies and in the comic. This one, she's a little younger, she's a little hipper, and she seems like, she's not going to have her 15-year-old nephew running around out there in a blue and red costume, fighting bad guys. So I think that's a whole other conflict that arises that they could probably mine for great material for the next parts of this trilogy, or however many
hmm,
parts they.
okay. So you think it's one of the out of the 5 Spider-Man movies we have, it's number one with a bullet within the Spider-Man world.
Um, Listen, I have a special place in my heart for the Andrew Garfield films because I do feel like they were somewhat maligned unfairly. I do think they contribute. They have a great place in my heart. Um, I think they're going to get more mileage out of this version. I think it's probably going to be something that they can milk for, a long time.
Yeah,
Um,
Tom Holland really. I mean, I think we're both a fan of. No offense to Tobey Maguire, I think we both liked Andrew Garfield's reiteration. His take on Spider-Man. But Tom Holland, for what it's worth, added something different and new, and I think I would say that we're both looking forward to where they go with this. I mean, he is the linchpin of their next phase of the Marvel movies. Am I wrong?
well, they're certainly hinting that first of all, Tom Holland's in it for the long haul, and that with Phase 4, Phase 3 ends with Avengers 4, which is the second Avengers film that they're filming starting tomorrow, maybe. That first of all, a lot of these people's contracts are expired at the
And,
end of the, and some
and at
some of
least,
them have extended for just the second part of Avengers. The dual Avengers finale.
and,
So they are looking to rebuild, and I think they're going to probably do that with a linchpin like Tom Holland.
and Bill, let me also add here that I know Marvel has the history of being able, since they have so many hits, that they can slow play a lot of things because they've got enough credit and money in the bank to do that. But either way, I mean, this is the perks with the job. And one of the perks is in this movie is you don't have to fast play things. This movie sets up a lot of different villains, you know, that they drop the tidbits in there as well as romance. It's a slow play that can be rolled out over 2, 3, 4 movies. And that's one of the great things about it here is that we didn't have to throw everything out there. It's just planting the seeds. It's like a Breaking Bad TV show, Better Call Saul. Things are just being planted that will grow up maybe 2 or 3 movies later. That's the beauty of it also.
Again, yeah, I agree, but to defend the reasons why people don't do that is it's not common for a studio to have a 100% guarantee that they're going to get a sequel or a third film out of a lot of these trilogies. A lot of these movies are made one at a time because studios don't want to obviously go bankrupt on something that they think will sell but doesn't. And Marvel is in a unique position because everything they do shit turns into gold. So they do have the ability to say, well, we can think down further down the freeway than most people get the opportunity to do. So let's take this beat here and just slowly build to something. Because we know even if, God forbid, there is no Spider-Man 3, let's say it peters out in Spider-Man Homecoming 2, they have a secondary avenue in which to make a Spider-Man story, and those are the Avengers films, which are, they're MCU. They can put them in any of the other MCU movies, but the Avengers films is also their sort of backup slash catch-all. It's probably where Black Panther is going to end up, to be honest. But so they do have lots of ways to sort of build out these character stories that most people don't get.
Okay. So we give the movie an A.
I give it a solid A. How about you?
I'm going to give it a B plus.
Okay.
I
That's
have to
pretty-
save the A for my Russo brothers.
Wow.
Russo brothers.
Is that? Are you giving? Do I hear sucking sounds somewhere? Again? It can't. You're talking to me. Is Scooty's licking his hole again over there?
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's the
He
hate.
likes it. It tastes like cotton candy.
After watching Civil War again, it's underrated in my oeuvre, and it's been moving up steadily. I think I need the Russo brothers not to do that extremely fast camera movements, and we'll just be just fine. I mean, this is the culmination, Bill. Out of all these movies, we're at the culmination with Infinity War. Did you see that quote by Mark Ruffalo that there won't be another standalone Hulk film?
I did
At least
see
in
that.
Canada.
I think Mark Ruffalo is probably trolling Universal Studios by making that comment because never say never, like Kevin Feige says. They never say never. And look what happened with Spider-Man. And unless Universal doesn't like money, I think this is going to be a lesson to other studios that there can be profit to be had even just by playing ball with Marvel Studios as a secondary producer on your films. So I would look there to be, especially, let's wait for Thor Ragnarok, okay? Let's wait for Thor Ragnarok when Hulk comes out there and becomes yet another standout character like he was in Avengers, and then tell me again in 2 years that Universal doesn't want to make another Hulk movie. I think that they'll probably eventually come around. Honestly.
Okay. All right. Bill, do you have anything else to add before we get into?
I do not.
Okay. Well, then, for the weekend ending July 14th to 16th, the number one movie, War for the Planet of the Apes.
Well, that's cool.
Can
Good
you-
for them.
Fuck yeah, Matt Reeves. He's the new god, man, up there with Joss Whedon and the Russo brothers. He's going to be the Batman director. He's got War for the Planet of the Apes. Even though I didn't go to see it, that doesn't mean anything because I am some sort of Unabomber that I hide out in the Hellmouth. But War for the Planet of the Apes just looks so damn good in these past two movies. This is a trilogy worth owning on Blu-ray. This comes
You
with my high.
irritate me.
Oh,
You
what?
irritate me so much with
What?
this. I do not understand this theory. I don't understand it. If you're a fan of something and you really like it, which more power to you. I will never see another Apes movie. I can't stand this trilogy. I've only seen the first one. I was bored out of my mind. But fine, quality and opinion about it withstanding, you love them. You praise them like most other people are out there saying, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I have no issues with that. The issue I have is how the hell are you going to sit here and tell me you can't wait for the fucking Netflix? What the hell are you saying? Get your ass out there. It's the movie theater we go to every time I come down. It's around the corner. Your woman isn't with you 24/7. You have nights off sometimes when you're just hanging out and watching Netflix. Go to the fucking movie and see it.
Bill, I have the Michael Jackson disease. I can't be out. What is it? Agoraphobia? I can't be around
You
people.
don't. That's bullshit. It's all lies. I don't understand this.
My agoraphobia is acted up. It's acted up.
I mean, you could probably go one day right after work or on a lunch break or anytime. I just don't understand.
The last movie I went to see by myself was Mad
Fury
Max
Road.
Fury Road.
Right. And it's been over a year. I think it's time.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm excited for Matt Reeves' movie, but I won't be able to share that excitement until 6 months from now.
Why? Why? Is this a thing like I have with Blu-rays or movies that I own that I haven't watched because there's a stink of death on them? But that's because there's a stink of death. The stink of death means it's somehow rotting from the inside, and I feel like if I touch it, my hand will burn off. What's your excuse?
You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for fucking sponsors, Bill. The sponsor PCP, and then I will go.
I find your excuse pathetic and weak.
Anyway, it's 56 million. I'm not really sure about this. The budget is 150 million. I guess it makes no difference. It's got 46 million coming from overseas for a total worldwide budget. I mean, worldwide haul of 102. Not bad.
It's the final one, so it's not like they have to make a killing. There's not going to be another one anyway, I don't think. But
absolutely, you're right. But it's kudos for Matt Reeves, who apparently I think he threw out Ben Affleck's script for Batman. He like wiped it on his ass and then flushed it down the toilet and said he's going to completely do different direction.
Wow. As long as he makes a good movie, I don't really care. Apparently, Ben Affleck, not everything that Ben Affleck writes turns into gold, although some of it did.
You think Ben looked at him and goes like, I think my script's really good, Matt. Matt's like, I got 3 words for you. Live by night. Next.
Wow.
Coming in at number 2, Spider-Man Homecoming with another 45 million.
Can't complain. I would have. I'm not a fan of the Apes movies, so I'm not going to say I wish Spider-Man would have been number 1 again, but that's okay.
Okay, there's room. I mean, Spider-Man's already made over $450 million worldwide. It can share a little bit. There's room. There's room at the top for others. Number 3 in his 3rd week of release, Despicable Me 3, with another $19 million. Oh, well, that movie just keeps you got to love the Minions because that's good for at least 600 million total worldwide currently.
Whatever. I'm not a fan of the Minions.
What do you think about this? Baby Driver with our boy Edgar Wright, writer and director.
I think he got the last laugh on Marvel, which doesn't happen to a lot of people.
Okay. Well, he pulled in another $8 million. His budget of his film for Baby Driver, as expected, I would thought would have been low, was $34 million, but it's got a total of $96 million worldwide.
Good for him.
And most of that is domestic. I would say most of that is probably based on word of mouth, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
And bringing up at number 5 is The Big Sick.
Apparently wasn't that big or that sick.
Okay, all right. Well, it got 16 million.
Where is that Girls' Night movie? Because I was hoping that would be a hit.
Are we sure that's out?
I'm pretty sure it came out this weekend. Maybe it's next weekend. Is it not on the list?
No, it's not on the list, Bill. I think it might be next week because would be.
Find out because that would be sad if it wasn't even on the list, right? All right. So,
I mean, I'm looking at the 45 top films for this weekend, and I mean,
then it must not be.
I mean, you're telling me that Lady Macbeth somehow beat out Manifesto? Yeah. Anyway, I think it comes out next week.
Oh, it's Girls Trip. I'm sorry. It's Girls Trip.
I don't think it makes a difference.
Well, it does because I'm looking it up on Google and I can't find it. Girls Trip opens July 21st. You're right, next weekend. Okay.
Yeah, there's no girls. The only other movie that's of note that really opened up was some sort of horror movie called Wish Upon, which I just saw the trailer, which I think is some sort of Final Destination clone.
Right. It was Ryan Phillippe's in it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And what number was that?
It was number 7, and it made $5 million.
Ouch.
But luckily, the budget's $12 million, so maybe it can scrape its way to.
Right. With a budget of $12 million, it's really hard to fuck up.
Yeah. So I think Ryan Phillippe should have picked another movie to make his comeback in. All right.
Apparently, I'm just really quick going over the Twitter headlines. Your boy Scott Mendelson, who I really can't stand, but he's the box office guy from Forbes that you like to read a lot.
Yeah, sure.
He says that Spider-Man Homecoming has suffered the worst second weekend for a Marvel film in history.
Yeah.
Um, it
I saw I saw that. I don't know if I really wanted to mention that because I think I don't really know what that truly means. There's always a drop off with these movies on their second week. It's like it's front loaded. And so the fact that it's got the highest ever for a Marvel movie, you know, is that really important? The movie brought in $469 million total, and it's got critics raving about it.
okay. Well,
Yeah,
it's just it's
yeah,
noteworthy because it's
I know
just
it is noteworthy. I guess I looked at it. I guess I just kind of thought that as more of we've got to find something negative to say about it.
sure. And Scott Mendelson doesn't lack for trying to find negative things to say about things. So I don't disagree. I just quickly saw it and I was just going to mention it real quick, but
Now I guess I would need. You know what? I need more information now. That's the way I guess I looked at it. Like I need more information outside of the fact that if there's going to be a drop off, where does that stand in history? And what's the whole point of that? Are you trying to say that the people are not, decided that they didn't want to go see Spider-Man in the second week, like it's lost its luster, or like where does that go?
I think it's going to go down as part of the movie industry is failing.
I see. Okay, well that's an interesting.
Um,
Is this a Spider-Man fatigue?
I think that's part of it, but I do think that's probably part of it. I mean, this is the sixth movie, um, but word of mouth is certainly very positive for it. I think all of this is going to be not next year when Infinity War makes $2 billion. That's what I think. So,
Okay. You know what tonight is for me, Bill? Hopefully,
Game of Thrones premiere.
Game of Thrones premiere, 9 o'clock.
You're only getting 6 episodes this season, so you better savor them.
Oh, that's fine. I'll take it. I mean, you see that George R. R. Martin's out there adapting some sort of some African novel to some TV adaptation. He's
Oh,
doing
really?
some other shit instead of writing the fucking book. I mean, he's literally the what we were talking about earlier with Chris Hemsworth on the beach. I
Right.
need you to be doing something related to what we're paying you for. Write the damn book. He's
Right.
doing everything else. He's out having ice cream. He's out there putting his 2 cents in on Mr. Robot. He's doing everything else except writing the damn book.
Right. Yeah, this is an issue for me. I think some of these people need to be, I don't know, corralled or something. Like, first of all, the lesson you learn is work first, play later. If we're paying you $75 trillion, get your ass in a fucking room and don't come out until it's done.
I mean, have we learned nothing from Misery? I'm surprised because Game of Thrones fans are rabid. Maybe not like Walking Dead rabid, but I'm surprised somebody hasn't kidnapped his ass and put him up in there and like had him write this book.
So, is it a
Um,
2-hour premiere or 1-hour premiere? What's the premiere story?
You know what? I don't know. I assume that it is a 1 hour premiere, but that's my assumption. I haven't heard anything differently. But also, tonight also at 9 o'clock, I believe, is also Twin Peaks.
Ho hum.
Well, I think the ratings are going to. Do ratings really count anymore with the DVR? Does it
I
make a difference
know.
if everybody turns in to
Ask,
watch Game of Thrones instead of
ask,
Twin Peaks?
ask Netflix if ratings count with Sense8 and The Get Down. Obviously, they must count for something. I don't know. Here's the deal. We're going to watch the next episode, which came out last week tonight. Over this last week, have I been like this? Can't wait to get to Twin Peaks. Can't wait to see Twin Peaks. I'm looking forward to it. Nope. Now I'm like, guess we'll watch Twin Peaks tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not in it for the slog, Jay. I'm not in it for the slog. I'm just not. I'm not. I'm not in it for, I keep saying this, David Lynch's fucking college experimental films. This is not why I watch the show. And if this is all he has to give me, I'm not sure this is something I really am all that interested in.
So, what are you going to watch tonight? I mean, it's Sunday night. You don't have to go to work tomorrow.
Right. Sunday night, our thing is Face Off, Twin Peaks, followed by, get this, you're not going to believe it, but we're finally at the season finale of Iron Fist. It only took us, it came out April, it took us 4 months.
Yeah, I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning, so I wish I would like to discuss. When we come in here for the next podcast, episode 50th, the Hallmark, and you're going to want to discuss D23 shit. You're going to be like this. I like to discuss Iron Fist, and I'm going to be like, Bill, I think it's just kind of ridiculous that, Danny Rand didn't use his powers properly. And you're going to be like this. No, he used them in A, B, and C. Did you not watch the show? I'd be like, I'm sorry, Bill. My memory's kind of faded because I watched it 4 months ago. I mean,
like I said, my timetable was only that we had to get it done before Defenders. And we're clearly going to get there.
I want you to know that as part of your ratings of things, that you have to take into account, there should be like a 20%, like, if it takes you 4 months to finish a series, that should count as some sort of deduction for the, if you were going to give it an A, you've got to give it a B. There's got to be a deduction for taking so long.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Just because
I mean,
we don't watch it like rabid animals, like one after the other, doesn't mean we don't appreciate the show. Now, I will say this. At this point in the series, I'm enjoying it more than Daredevil. I'm going to put it ahead of Daredevil. So, that would mean that it should technically take me longer to watch Daredevil than it did to watch this show.
That's like saying you enjoy like chlamydia over herpes. Okay, that's what that's saying. All right, really. I only have a little bit of pus discharge with my chlamydia. Wow. Okay, that's I mean, really.
I'm just saying, listen, I'm not a fan of any of the Netflix shows that much. Luke Cage, probably the most. Jessica Jones, the second. I'm going to have to put Iron Fist third, but we'll wait to see the finale. But, a lot of them are very dry for me, and they're just not my go-to shows. But, they're part of the MCU, so I do watch them. And, so far, I am enjoying the end of Iron Fist. Enough. I'm looking forward to that tonight more than I am Twin Peaks.
That's so sad, but that's just the way it is.
The way it is. Look, if David Lynch wants to mess around with his fuckery, he can do it, but I don't have to like it.
Damn right. Well, Bill, I really appreciate you being flexible enough to do the show early enough. Sure. I don't know what's going to accomplish because I would like to really just upload it and get going here, but now I have to do some splicing.
You don't have to do it now. You can do it when you get home. We'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe I'll do that. So what should I call the show? Should I call it Trailer Frog? What should I call it?
You can call it D23 before 50.
D23 before 50. Does anybody know what that'll mean?
And that's the point. They'll have to listen to the show to figure out what it means.
Okay. Do you think our downloads are based on the fact that we make witty titles?
I don't think I can.
Oh, okay. Well, that's really disappointing because I spent at least 10 minutes trying to come up with what the title is.
Ooh, 10 whole minutes, huh? Woo! We'll see you later.
Okay. I've been your co-host, Payne.
I'm Bill.
And we got one more to the Hallmark. Whoop, whoop.
Deuces.
Peace out.
Bye.